Welcome to Limelight, the weekly show where we shine the spotlight on music, arts, culture and performance in Kingston upon Thames and the surrounding areas. On today's show we have a tantalising lineup where we are shown the art of science and investigate the mood of the portrait. And the open mic evening that's got lips moving and tongues wagging. Our first guest today is a local artist who explores science in her creativity and whose work illustrates an in-depth examination of facial expressions and moods. I wonder what you're thinking about my face now. Ipsos, lovely to see you. Welcome to the programme. So what inspires you with your art?
Usually people that I'm close to, as well as science and spirituality.
And what's your fascination with facial art?
I've got Asperger's syndrome, and I think my interest in facial expressions tends to be because sometimes I have a difficulty in interpreting body language, so that gives me a lot of time to focus on people's faces to try and interpret them.
And science is obviously very prominent in your work. How did that come about?
I'm very interested in the connection between science and spirituality. In a lot of my work I draw mandalas and a lot of sacred geometry, so I'm interested in exploring the connection between the two, where the two meet.
So, and do you enjoy the sort of continuation of patterns
Yes,
as well
I
within
do.
the work?
Repetition very much, yeah.
Do you find it comforting, is it?
Yes, it's very calming. Yes.
Oh, that's good. And also, can you describe your other art styles that you have?
I also like drawing buildings, which is what I'm going to be doing in a minute. I like geometric stuff, which is again in the mandalas. So it's been mostly portraits, the mandalas and buildings.
I suppose, and also buildings, they have a start and a finish, don't they? So you've got that completion on them as well. Well, it's been great having you joining us on the sofa, and I do believe you're going to be staying with us in the studio, and you're going to be creating some of your art for us today, aren't you? So it'd be great. Have you got any tips on any things you'd like to give to budding artists out there?
I'd probably say keep practicing. Practice makes perfect. Yeah, that would be the main advice I'd give.
Well, we're really excited to have you here today. Would you like to get yourself set up? And then we shall come back to you a little bit later on in the programme and see how you're getting on. Oh, thank you. It's lovely to meet you. And we look forward to, you're going to be set up here on your easel. Yeah. And we'll come back to you in a little while to see how you're getting on. Word of Mouth is Kingston's leading open mic night, which provides a platform and space for young and aspiring people to network and share their work amongst their peers. Poetry, comedy, music and art are all showcased at this fortnightly event.
Yo, it's Rinselin, outside Word of Mouth right now. It's Tuesday the 17th of February and things are live in here. Like everyone's having a good time, there's good atmosphere, there's lots of talented people in here. I just thought I'd come outside now with my man, cameraman Diogo, graphics coordinator on the Word of Mouth committee, and just spray a few little bars for you, just something little to put into the whole Word of Mouth experience. Alright, check it.
Nearly enough shades on the colour wheel to ink in the human mind. We are each and every one of us a kind of our own. Something not everyone seems to see, and I can't...
Burning through my dark night. I said now you're the only one that I want to find.
At PS4, take it over, there's no base station in the box, bro.
Listen, I'm drowning in the ocean of my own emotions. Gushes of anger sweeps me into a collision of confusion. Now I have lost my...
The fairy tales of my peers that I would one day end up fighting so fiercely in favour of it. Because you see, as I've grown older, I've begun to realise that love and the acceptance of love in all its forms and all its chosen...
It will take place in Camden Village, if you can hear that at the back. Camden Village, man, is ready.
He was abducted by aliens at 5 years old. They moulded his soul into a super soldier so evolved. He was a ragamuffin that resided on planet Earth. And to this day, some say that they haven't heard. A small pork crackling, better order a napkin. Handful of aspirin for the walk home. Talking in Morse code, better get what you're owed, car. Yeah.
sea submarine in front of the treasure. I measure how long I got left of the legacy, then plant my seed in the streets like sesame. Destiny's next to me, so I never run in fear. Keep my tongue sharp like the cutlass of a musketeer.
Today we are joined by Kenneth Forward, the creator and host of Word of Mouth. So what is Word of Mouth?
Word of Mouth was an idea to me that I had came up with. It's basically a social community for people who do the arts in terms of anything from comedy to poetry to art in itself. I have an arts corner that I really like to express for people, and I think it's important to have a space for that, and that's what Word of Mouth is.
And when did Word of Mouth start?
It started last October in 2014. It was the 7th of October that we started. It was actually offered to me, and I'm really happy with what it's become and how it's grown more than anything else.
Oh, that's great. So it's reached all of your expectations.
Yeah, and because of that, I've set higher goals, and I never expected it to be so big.
So what sparked your interest in poetry and the spoken word?
Since I was a kid, that's just how I released my anger and my stress, and I've realized that as I've grown up, it's something I've always done, like carried with me, and it's kind of something I kind of wear like a shirt, and people know it from talking to me or seeing me, my hair and stuff, like, oh, that's just me, I guess.
Well, no, but that's great though. It's nice that everybody's got their own individuality. And are you helping people to relieve their stress by coming in, getting involved and joining in?
That's one of my goals, is to encourage people to take the stage, because it does take a lot for you to sit down and write, but then to show someone else. A lot of people don't believe that your work can affect or help someone else through their struggle or stress, and for you to tell someone else how you feel, you might not realize it, but a lot of people feel the way that you do regardless of the language that you speak or where you might be from.
And also sometimes it's just nice knowing other people are feeling the same way about things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and we wish you all the best with Word of Mouth. And obviously it is available, it's going to keep growing, and it's a great inspiration for young artists. So thank you very much, Kenneth. Lovely to see you today. And remember, the next Word of Mouth is going to be on Tuesday, the 31st of March. So while we've been chatting, Ipsos has been creating her magic. Let's see, how are you getting on, Ipsos?
Very good. Just working on the roof. That area.
Have you been to Brighton recently?
Not recently, but I have been in the past. That is Brighton Pavilion.
I was going to say,
yes,
it does
yeah,
look like
is
Brighton Pavilion. That's
it is.
absolutely beautiful. Well, we'll leave you to carry on, and we'll come back to you in a little while. Our next guest brings a creative twist with his range of balloon manipulating skills, from animals, aliens and angry birds to arch decor for your abode. So you've got Christopher Moore. Now Christopher, would you like to start making some things with your balloons for us?
To start off with, I'm going to make something quite basic for you, which everyone seems to love. I'm going to make an octopus. So I'm just going to take these four. You know, you can pretty much make anything out of balloons, or anything you think of. There's always a will or a way to make it.
I'm deeply impressed. How do they not burst? Is it a special type of rubber?
They are really, really thick latex. Like, you can blow these up to about 8 foot long.
Okay.
You can probably do about 100 twists with each one. So
brilliant.
They are
now,
really specialist.
You didn't always start off being a balloon modeller, did you? What was your original job?
Well, I started off doing catering while I was at uni studying structural engineering, and then due to personal reasons that sort of went a bit south, and my family actually at the same time opened up an entertainment company, and through working through them I learned how to just do the basic balloon models, a few magic tricks, and then when I got more into it I started learning the bigger, better stuff. Now I'm here 2 to 3 years later sitting on your sofa with you.
So from structural engineering to this, that is amazing. Well, I'm sure this is much more fun, and you probably used your engineering skills, I'd imagine, as you were making your balloon models. Now, what sort of clients do you appeal to?
I appeal to everyone from small nurseries all the way up to big corporate things. I've done stuff for the Queen's Jubilee. When I first started learning, I actually did a couple of balloons in the blue room there. And yeah, there's no bounds to who would hire. I'm going to Abu Dhabi next year to do stuff at Ferrari World, which I'm really looking forward to, so that should be quite exciting.
So have you been perfecting your Formula 1 car?
Yeah, it's quite hard to do the Formula 1 car, but I'm getting there.
You've got some more time to practice, so that's brilliant. So what do you most like to model?
I most like to model, I'd probably say underwater stuff and animals, because of everyone can relate to an animal. Everyone's got a favourite animal or a favourite colour, so I like the big colourful things really.
Well, they look amazing. What are you making for us at the moment?
Currently I'm making you a little monkey. So it's quite intricate though, so it does take a little while. But once you've done the head, you're pretty much there.
Okay. So what's the first thing that everybody starts off with when they get into balloon modelling?
Probably learning basic things like stuff like butterflies, cats, dogs. The first thing you do need to learn is all the twists, because if you can't do the twists, you're stuck straight away pretty much.
Well, I'm deeply impressed. So what's this? Is this the tree?
No,
or is this going to be the
head.
monkey?
So that's its mouth.
Oh, okay.
And then you have the eyes that go through there.
Oh! Was that meant to happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's the head. And then we're just going to take this one. We're going to... Oh, sorry.
That's all right. So you do this as a full-time job now, do you?
Yeah, I do. I love doing it. And a lot of my friends always get me. If I go to a party or I'm on the train, I try and always take a few balloons, because you never know when you're going to get a kid crying and misbehaving for their parents. So it's a good way to publicise yourself, and it also makes parents and children happy. So that's what I'm all about, really.
So will you be going back to structural engineering anytime soon?
Probably not. When I earn such good money from doing this, and I can earn more than I would being a structural engineer, actually.
Oh, brilliant. Well, I'm very excited. We've got artists going on, we've got balloon modelling going on. Well, I would like to say a big thank you to you. Thank you so much for coming into the studio today. So thank you, Chris, for joining us today. We've just got time to look at our live work of art that's going on in our TV studio at the moment. So we're going to go over to ISOS. How's it going? What's it like working in this sort of environment?
It's a little bit different. The lights, the lights are much brighter, and it's quite warm. And usually at home I work on a lower chair, but other than that, it's very similar.
Oh, well, you're doing very well. So when you are working at home, what sort of environment do you like to work in? Do you have music, or do you like peace?
Yeah, I tend to have music. I like to work alone, but sometimes if people are in the room, I don't mind. So long as people don't demand too much of my attention, because then I can't focus on the drawing.
I know, you can't multitask doing stuff like this, can you? Oh, well, it looks absolutely amazing. Which bit are you going to work on next?
This area. So I'm working on the roof and then the side. I'm going to do the shadows that way.
Well, it's marvellous work, and we'll leave you to it, ISOS. And just as we do every week, we're going to finish the show with the exploits of some of Kingston Uni's music department's finest talent. This week we have the Suburban Group. They're a grunge rock band. If you like what you hear, you can download their demo, Suburban Demos, from musicglue.com/Suburban Group for free right now. So that's it from us. See you next time, and we'll leave you with the Suburban Group.
you.